This episode of Man of Prestige, you have freedom, and then also you have love. You have this reciprocating love from another person who actually loves you, right? So this, like, that doesn't mean you'll never be cranky, but not random crankiness. You know what I mean? I'm talking precisely about random crankiness, where you go to work and you're just mad and angry with the rest of the world, right? Yes, just like it happens to women, it happens to men. If you're not getting laid, you'll probably experience random crankiness, especially if you've experienced it before in the past. You're not a virgin, right? If you're not getting love, some kind of intimacy from a person who is reciprocating, yes, you more so even that than physical sex, right? You will experience random crankiness, and of course, you don't know you're doing it. That's why it's crankiness, right? Sign number 3: orgies to call exes. I need to get laid. 5 signs. All right, so it's a crazy amount of people searching for this terminology, right? And on top of that, I have a lot of people that come to me in the back channels on Clubhouse. They come to me in my messages on Instagram, and it comes down to, like, when they're angry and they're all over the social media, it comes down to, this is what the issue, and they sound like they're extremely angry with women. That's what it comes down to. You know, I didn't know that for a long time. You know, let me see here. I didn't know for a long time that men go through this as well, right? Maybe because I couldn't relate. I've never had to deal with that, right? But I used to think, you know, my wife and I would joke around and say, you know, some women, when they're cranky, is because they need to get laid. But I found out that men are also that way, right? So, but anyway, if you need to get laid, there are 5 signs that you actually show, you know, and I want to share that with you right now. And then after that, it's time to hopefully help you with that. Now, I'm not crazy about you must wait until you get married. I think that's personal. I think if you're a Christian, obviously you're supposed to wait until you get married, right? If you're a religious person, most of the religions will suggest that, right? We also live in a world where the reality is that most people are not going to do that, okay? I'd rather you're safer than you holding on to an ideology that can kill you just because you're not prepared, that you're human, right? So that's me personally, you know, but I respect everyone's religion and what they believe in, right? So that means if you want to be celibate and you think that's your way, kudos to you, congratulations. I doubt you will stumble into this video if you're that way, or you're a virgin, right? I doubt if you will stumble into this video if you're that way, you know, but I applaud you if that's what you're doing. Just keep in mind you're doing it for yourself. It does not create entitlement. It shouldn't create entitlement. You're not entitled to extra anything just because you're celibate or you're a virgin. Just keep that in mind. Life is tough for every single person across board. It's unfair, and that makes it fair. Okay, so there are going to be moments precisely where you feel like, why should I do that? Why shouldn't I have done that? Just make sure you're doing it for yourself and it aligns with your personal purpose, right? Now, with that being said, for those of you that want to get laid, if that's how you feel, there are 5 signs that you're not clear. Like, do I feel this way? Is this me? There are 5 signs I want to share with you that you probably need to get laid. Okay, sign number 5: porn addiction. If you're addicted to porn, yes, there's a good chance that you need to get laid. Okay, and by the way, any form of addiction is not good for you, you know, especially porn addiction. What does that look like? It means even when it's time to go to work, when it's time to get work done, let's say you're a YouTuber, it's time to tape some videos, and you're just over there fapping off, right? And you just can't get yourself up. That's addiction. So that's also an indication that you probably don't get laid, but that's not an absolute. Okay, there are people that are in a marriage where they don't have the problem of sexless, but they're just addicted to porn, right? So, but it's just one of those things that I wanted to make sure I spell out just so you're aware of. Sign number 4: random crankiness. Remember that? Like, if you just find that you're angry all the time, you're always on Clubhouse, on YouTube, you're arguing your life away and all this kind of stuff, chances are you need to get laid. Okay. Usually there's something that it does to the soul, especially if you're doing it the right way within the context of marriage. You're at peace, right? You're at peace. Number one, nobody's chasing you. You're not hiding from anyone. You're not violating anything. You have freedom, and then also you have love. You have this reciprocating love from another person who actually loves you, right? So this, like, that doesn't mean you'll never be cranky, but not random crankiness. You know what I mean? I'm talking precisely about random crankiness, where you go to work and you're just mad and angry with the rest of the world, right? Yes, just like it happens to women, it happens to men. If you're not getting laid, you'll probably experience random crankiness, especially if you've experienced it before in the past. You're not a virgin, right? If you're not getting love, some kind of intimacy from a person who is reciprocating, yes, you more so even that than physical sex, right? You will experience random crankiness, and of course, you don't know you're doing it. That's why it's crankiness, right? Sign number 3: urges to call exes. If you're always urging, if you have urges to call your ex, right, randomly, all your different exes, right, there's a good chance that you're not experiencing good loving right now. Okay, because if you were, there's no vacuum. You won't have the space in your mind, in your brain, in your soul to want to be calling exes. But this happens to the best of us, right? Sometimes it's the easy comfort zone to go. You call an ex once you feel, some of us are aware that you're hurting. Some of us are not aware. It's just something that's far at the back of the mind, and it's not something you're thinking about. But if you have urges to call exes from time to time, you need to get laid. Okay. But to be honest, I'm more so encouraging you that, especially if you're of age, you should absolutely seek marriage. That's my recommendation for you. Okay. But don't just chase after marriage without making sure you're vetting properly and you're doing that your spirit of your skills of discernment are on high. Now, that can be too high. Everything is balanced in life. There's a lot of people that are too calculated, and boom, they're single. Okay, so there are some people like that. That's why sometimes you need a coach for these things, because they can be able to tell you, like, you're too much. Calm down, so you don't miss out on a good thing, right? Sign number 2: you have more than 2 dating apps on your phone. Okay, so if you're a single person, there's nothing wrong with dating apps in this time and age that we live in, but you have more than 2 dating apps. See, there's only so much energy that we have as human beings, right? So much. There's only so much, right? So we only have so much time to be going. So you have so much time that you're on more than 2 dating apps, and you're swiping left and right and linking up people and chatting your life away. There's a good chance that you need to get laid. Okay, now again, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just pointing it out that this is something that's a reality for you. Okay, sign number 1: decreasing confidence. Okay, see, when you are moving in, there's a certain way you move when you're getting laid that just shows in your confidence. Like, you don't need nobody, including the person that's sleeping with you on a regular, right? You, like, it's not that serious, not that deep, because you're getting on a regular, right? But when you're getting on a regular, because we're sexual beings, right, it affects your confidence. It makes you feel unwanted, right? Especially if you've experienced it before, experienced good loving and you lost it. It makes you feel unwanted. Decreasing confidence is a real thing. Sometimes the way some people show it is that they need to be the loudest in the room, and the other way some other people show it is because they go in a corner. That's how they show it. They go in a corner and they hide, right? That's how some people show it. So yeah, those are the 5 signs right there, that it shows that you need to get laid. Now, let me break this down to pieces. Okay, if you feel like you need to get laid, right, there's a good chance that there's additional work you need to do. It's not about getting laid. I don't want you to rush into getting laid, because I promise you it's not going to fulfill anything. Okay, getting laid is a symptom of good self-love, self-esteem, self-worth, right? And of course, like 2,000 other signals, but those are some things you can control, that you can learn how to do. But if you try to use getting laid to fill a void in your life, it will backfire. It will not work. You're just collecting soul ties. You're collecting body counts, okay? And it just won't work. You will feel, again, decreasing confidence over time, So I would definitely keep that at the back of your mind, that getting laid should be a byproduct of you moving in your purpose, which should be bigger than any one human being at any point in time.